And in terms of this administration, you've had concerns with some appointees. The Ashanti Regional Minister, Malik Basintala, recently, you had concerns about him. What exactly is the challenge there?
I've not had any concerns about the Ashanti Regional Minister as such. There was a violence that occurred in a place in Ejoso where I come from.
Yes.
And I thought that the regional minister is the head of the Regional Security Council. And that violence shouldn't occur. And if it does occur, he should be spending time explaining to the people and telling the people, assuring them of what has happened. That's the confrontation I had with him. Nothing happened, and the violence was repeated. And I hope it doesn't get repeated, but that's the point I was making, that political appointees have a job to discharge. All other things may be important, but you really have a job to discharge. And political appointment is not for you about yourself and you. It is about how you discharge it, not just to people who support you, but to the people within the community if you're a regional minister. So that's the point I made. On the Basintale,
yes.
The point I made was I was expressing my horrendous disappointment for a misunderstanding of something and trying to score political points with something that he actually had not understood. And that was very bad for a major political appointee whose mandate is to give work to young people.
Yes.
And the people in the NDC themselves have been complaining that the job is not coming. The famous 133, which was promised, one job, 3 people will do it, is what the youth are looking forward to. He sits in a place that is critical for the delivery of this promise. And then he decides to look at something that is not even part of his sector. He completely misunderstands it, and then he tries to push it as a political plus, and I was concerned about that.
That's the Ghana Air.
Yes.
The post he made on X.
Yes, yes. I thought you looked at it because you referred to it.
Yes, I looked at the post.
So he misunderstood completely a private company's enterprise, and he misunderstood it to be the delivery of a government promise, and that was bizarre.
So have you had any backlash after that?
Oh, I don't. I'm sure I don't check, but yes.
You don't check?
No.
Because people tend to talk about you a lot after your shows.
When you do what I do, people will talk about you, and it's okay. It's part of it.
And you've been accused of not being analytical, neutrally analytical when it comes to your work on your show because of your stints with the former administration, the NPP. You were appointed as board chair during that administration. People say, well, Paul is not objective. When you hear things like that.
I think that's a scam. I mean, you're going to hear it, and I don't worry about it. My support for Nana Akufo-Addo is 2008, publicly on television. He lost elections in 2008. I was on television to say that I think he should have won. So my support for Nana Akufo-Addo is not 2016. So, and everyone knows that, and everyone should know that. So when I met Professor Mills, that's what he told me, that I will show you that Ghanaians didn't make a mistake, because I said that Ghanaians had made a mistake. So that's not that I don't hide that.
So the support is for Akufo-Addo?
Yeah, my support. If you want to go back into talking about that, I'm a right-wing thinker. So I support right-wing political parties. Right. So I support the Republican Party. I don't have any relationship with them. I don't have a vote. But I support right-wing ideology. And so that will naturally draw me to a right-wing party. I don't support left-wing for reasons about how they develop. I'm a political philosopher. I study political science. I study political philosophy. So I know left-wing and right-wing, and I choose to be right-wing. And that has been... I didn't start as a reporter like that, but along the way, I became like that. And I keep saying that any real political reporter is not neutral in political philosophy. Any real football reporter is not neutral in football support, whether it's Real Madrid or Barcelona. He'll be one of them. The responsibility on the reporter is to be impartial, is not to be neutral. And I refer all the time to this case of the former Speaker of Parliament, Peter Ajete, who was the chairman of the New Patriotic Party before he became Speaker of Parliament. And at the time he became Speaker of Parliament, he was visited by the Ghana Bar Association. In the conversation, the Bar Association urged him to be neutral now that he has become Speaker. And he told the Bar Association that he's sure that the word they were looking for is not neutral, but impartial, because he cannot be neutral. He's a member of the New Patriotic Party. But as a Speaker, he ought to be impartial. Alban Bagbin is Speaker of Parliament today. Yeah. He is a former minister of NDC. He's a former member of Parliament of NDC. But some people have appreciated his impartiality. So a reporter's job is not to be neutral. It is to be impartial. If I'm accused of being impartial, then I will consider it, which impartial then means that you are discussing a matter. The NDC have a position on it. The MPP have a position on it. you don't say anything about the NDC position to your viewers, and you present the MPP position as if there's no NDC position. That's being partial, and I don't think I do that.